We are going live. We're going live. Hope that everyone is doing well. Let's just make sure that. Oh, excelente. We are in. Things are looking good. Okay. Well, let's now share the screen, and that should get us right there. All right. Things are looking good. Woohoo! Well, here we are. Saying hopefully the audio isn't destroying people's ears. I might actually quickly bring down. Yeah, bring down the volume just a wee bit there, just to be safe. Just to be safe on people's ears. Okay, well, here we are. Welcome to the revenge tour of Elden Ring. And yeah, this is my adventure in going back, getting revenge on all of the big bosses and beasties from Elden Ring that I had to suffer through while I was playing through the game originally and accumulating footage and the likes for that time I married a goddess. And I thought, you know what, after I'm done with that time I married a goddess, it would be fun just to kind of come back here and just wreck as someone who has all his stats pumped and ready to go, and just kind of take the opportunity to talk stories and the likes. Because, yeah, why not? Now then, at first this might seem like Camille's Harem is switching on over to a gamer's channel, especially since I've been doing a lot of the cruisy playthrough recently. No, we are not a gamer's channel, not even close. But this is just kind of something fun to do, a way of just taking a break from all the writing and video editing for just a little bit, and just having the chance to chat a little bit as well. So hopefully you guys are here, you're having a good time. I'll be keeping an eye on the chat to see how things are going. Hope you guys will let me know if anything is just too weird or too loud or laggy, or if something suddenly crashes. I hope not. So with that being said, let's just start having some fun right here. I put up a poll earlier asking people where should I go first for my revenge tour? Should I go to Castle Morn or should I go to Stormveil Castle? And the choice was made by people who voted that I should go and sack Stormveil. So that is what I'm going to do. As I do that, I am going to hit some of the story beats. I am not going to play everything that one can do on your way up to Stormveil, because that would just take way too long. I don't have a half a day to do this. So I'm going to hit some of my big revenge beats along the way, and make my way all the way up through Stormveil, hopefully conquer the whole place, and try to see how far I can go before I die. And to that end, I'm also just going to go to all the different sites of grace, awaken them, but I'm not going to really rest at them as much as I can, because I want to see how far I can go with with the resources that I have. And then if I'm suddenly really low, then I'll drop by and use a site of grace. So that being said, let's finally start this. No, I came back for revenge. Oh no, I'm not. Oh, I've already married the blue waifu in this game. Ooh, you don't even know the half of it, man. Nah, no thanks. Oh, really? Yes, I can see that. Wait, so Vari is just basically he wants to be my maiden right now. Sorry, man, I'm taken. Yeah, okay. Well, here we go. Collect random items because I can. All right. Oh, I'm so ready for this. All right. So taking a look at our equipment right here, let us. All right. Let's have a little bit of fun here. Oof. Hey, you made your point there, sir. Oh, I actually got taken out right there at the beginning. That was so much for my revenge tour. Oh, that was fun. Nothing like a little bit of humility, eh? All right. Okay. But you know what? Again, say for realsies this time. Like I wasn't already doing it for reals earlier. Hey there, buddy. There we go. That was fun. Ooh, golden halberd. And a fair amount of runes. Okay. So this is also one of the reasons why I'm not part of a gaming channel. See, I would have already looked so stupid already right there, which I mean I am. And I'm not always the best conversationalist while playing games. But that was fun. We got ourselves a little bit of humility, a little bit of humility pie. Let's activate this side of grace. Now, after watching Mr. Fruit do his playthrough of this game, it's gonna be so hard. I'm just gonna be like side of grace. If you guys haven't seen Mr. Fruit's playthrough of Elden Ring, it is a joy to behold. No, sir, I'm not after your throat because I know what your story would be. God, purveyor of fine goods. I know what this guy's story would have been had they gone fully with one of the Lord of Chaos lines that they had originally had in their not exactly in their rough draft session of this game, but it's one of the storylines that they were thinking of having in. All right, let's see here. because I do like to support my local men's right here. You know what? Let's get ourselves another telescope. I know that we already have one. Okay. But why not? Yeah, nice to do business with you too. Now then, this is one area where I will have to rest at the site of grace because I got to speak to my lady Ronnie. So we are going to pass the time until nightfall. And so I have to wait a wee bit. Wait a second. So I want to go to nightfall. This is nightfall. This is nightfall. Now, for those of you who live in Tucson like I do, you'll know that there's another kind of nightfall. Nightfall over at Old Tucson Studios. Great place to go during Halloween. So, well, so I don't see if there's, say, so far nothing in the chat. It's a little sad, but it's how it goes. Again, let's get our times right here, man, pal. Okay, because we're gonna pass the time. Really? Oh well. Come back later for Ronnie. Because we have revenge. Vengeance. Yes. Oh my gosh. First time I played through this game, I had such a hard time with these guys. This is also my very first Souls game experience. So, yeah, there's that. Alrighty. And just give her to you. Woohoo! Ah, these ruins that I know so well. Let's clear these out myself. There we go. I won't use an ash of not ash. I won't use a spirit summon just right now. Oh, come on. There we go. All right, sweetness. All right, let me take care of you guys up here. Ooh, wow, everything is just so new when you start all over again. Hey there, buddy. Alrighty. Freezing power. Hey, Sue, I haven't heard from you in a little while. Great to have you here. Have I heard of Earth Defense Force? I have not. So I don't know what that is. You'll have to tell me. Yeah, there we go. Collect the little butterflies. Hey, you there, buddy. And oh, it's so satisfying because it took me forever to bring that guy down the very first time. I feel like such a monster. Which, I mean, I guess I am. To all these guys. Sorry, doggy. Don't mean to take you out like that. I like good pooches. All right, let's take a drink. Replenish. Doodly 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 doo. Yep, I ain't chased by anything. All right. Open up the door. The secret door. And what do we find? ISO's here. Great to have you here, ISO. Hope you are doing well. And we also have Hannah here. All right, I got the Storm Stomp. All right, so as I am making my way, my revenge tour, totally haven't died yet. Oh, how the heck did I miss you? Now I can at least hit a stationary skull. Okay. You know what? We are going to. We're not going to play. We're not going to play fair. Now, I'm going to take you off, and let's see here. Yes, I have totally not organized all of my stuff. That's absolutely fine because I like showing off my mess. I'm a very messy person. Let's just finish off this camp for revenge. Because again, it took me an embarrassingly long time to deal with these guys when I first played through. So here we go. There we go. You died well, buddy. You died well. Ah, there we go. All right. Got all my resources. So I didn't see it didn't happen. I saw, yeah, Elden Ring is one of the easiest Souls games. There's a part of me that's just dying inside hearing that. All right. Well, say for those of you who are late to this, as I was saying in my earlier tirade, I am going to be playing through to conquer Stormveil Castle, and I am going to try to go through as far as I can without resting at the site of grace, unless I absolutely need to. So I am going to just continuously try to slaughter and conquer my way through all of these guys in somewhat God mode. Though, let me quickly show to you guys why it's not truly God mode by heading on over to stats. Because look at me. The horrible heathen that I am. I balanced everything other than vigor and intelligence. Why intelligence? So I could carry my lady's sword. So yeah. All right, here we go. This is... Wait a second. This could be fun. This could be fun. Let's see here. You know what? We are going to do... Yeah, why not? Why not the Mimic? And we're just going to... There's the guy. There's the big guy. Come on, jump, big guy. He flattened me the first time I played through this. And now revenge is mine. There we go. And as for you, congratulations, you took a god's sword to the face twice. I commend you. Hey, come back here, Archer. You shot me. There we go. You're doing such a good job there, Mimic. Thank you for all your support. Doodly-doo. Let's see here. Hannah, you're asking right here, is it still time to have writing advice or not now? Forgot to put a question mark. Hey, Hannah, what kind of writing advice are you looking for? Challenge me. Challenge me to try to do writing advice while I am playing a Souls game. This is the big challenge. Oh, dude. You got me from behind. Oh, totally not cool. The Mimic's just hanging out back there. Woo! Come on, Mimic. Easy, this way. So yeah, Hannah, feel free to put your question for writing advice, there in the chat, and I'll be happy to answer. And I guess to already kind of give, to already kind of get us a little bit started on that end. I want to bring up with you guys something that I've thought about for quite a while, and I'm like, I don't know how I would put this exactly into a video, especially where it's just I feel like you need resources for this particular idea that I have in mind. But what I want to do is I'd love to do a video talking about how you, as a writer, could come up with some really good creative ways that feel realistic to incorporate magic into big medieval battles. And a story like Elden Ring, for instance, would almost be prime for that, except you don't really get many large-scale battles that you can easily take part in. Grabbing up that stone sword key, thank you very much. Roderica, let's have a chat with you. Everyone's been grafted. This poor girl. Their heads taken. Oh, don't worry. I'm going to get revenge for you, Roderica. All right. So, Hannah, you say, I want to write humor and comedy in my stories. I love crazy, unexpected humor that can make people caught off guard rather than... Ooh, let me see if I can get the rest of what you wrote right there. Rather than physical, mental, and spiritual. Is there any way how? So you're asking right there a pretty big question, and that's totally fine. So comedy is incredibly subjective. What's really funny for you might not be funny for other people. And you need to understand that, because sometimes things that will make you laugh won't make other people laugh. When you're writing comedy, I think one of the most important things to do is, I think one of the most important things that you can do is to focus on what you want to make funny, and then deliver on that. So you're talking about how you want to be able to catch people off guard with some unexpected humor that isn't just simply physical, mental, and spiritual. Well, the thing is that that's a lot. That already takes a lot of the humor that you could write already kind of out of play, unless you're willing to do something that catches people off guard. That you're like, oh, I was not expecting that. That is actually pretty funny. A good example that I can think of is this. So in the book Alcatraz versus the Evil Librarians, there is this really fun opening moment where where Alcatraz is getting ready to make himself some ramen, and as he goes into the kitchen, he pulls open the door, and immediately the door just comes apart, and he does not react to it at all. It's like, okay, the door just fell apart. Do we're still moving on. And you as the reader are like, wait, did I just read that right? Like, I remember going back and rereading just to make sure that I had gotten it right. And then he proceeds to start boiling his ramen, and then his ramen catches fire. And the humor behind that, as you come to find out later on, is because no matter what this guy does, he has the worst luck. Everything that he touches will break to some degree. And so thus begins the humor, because you have all these people who are like, here I have this thing that is unbreakable, or you have people who are like, I have stuff made of adamantine steel, it can never break. And then he's like, oh sweet, can I have a look at it? He touches it, and then it proceeds to shatter. Oh, I see. It's supposed to be no matter what type of humor. Gotcha. Okay. But still, to catch people off guard, you want to do something that is completely unexpected. And so figuring out, though, like, what is unexpected but still funny can be a little bit difficult at times. So this is where you definitely want to run certain jokes and ideas by people, just so that way. There we go. Just so that way you don't end up writing something that's either offensive or really or just doesn't connect, is kind of dumb. But in order to catch people off guard, one of the best ways to do that is to have a character, again, say or do something that in the moment you would not expect it. Huzzah. So again, like a guy just going in, he's going to make himself some ramen, and then the door proceeds to fall apart. Hey there, buddy. Thank you for winding up like that. Oof. Wow. I wish I was strong like that. It's because I'm a button masher. So let's see here. Let's quickly brew an idea, just right off the top of our heads here. I think awaken the sight of grace. I think that, let's see here. If we were to brew an idea, I'm going to use one of my own characters, if you don't mind, as an example. So for my character Bob the Virus, one of the running characters throughout my Legend of the Ten Lords series, he is all about catching people off guard, unawares and unprepared. And so, like, for instance, I have one scene where he's making pancakes for people. And he's like, hey, you need to have a pancake? And then he begins to have the pancakes fly over like spinning, flying saucers that start assaulting Ben's face, the main character, trying to feed themselves to him. And he's like, what on earth are you doing? And he's like, well, hey, look, the little aliens want to be fed to you. And he's completely, and so you get the humor of flying saucer pancakes going after this guy. The one character talking about aliens, the other guy just thinking like, why can't you just make breakfast? Why can't breakfast just be simple? Ooh, all right. Take that. Whoop-a-doop. I ran right into that. There we go. Okay. I shall remember the Tarnished. Yeah. We'll get you later on. Coming back to the whole pancakes bit, because that isn't necessarily funny for everyone. Uh, and granted, I'm right now doing a bad job trying to explain it as I'm playing the game right here, but that's okay. So not everyone likes that kind of physical comedy, or of a character trying to be funny by referencing UFOs at breakfast and then just making things weird. But one of the other things that I do that becomes kind of like a point of dark humor throughout the story is how Bob is really weird with how he handles himself, how he stands. If you've seen something, for instance, like ReZero with Beetlejuice, or Betelgeuse, if we want to probably get his name a little bit more correctly, Beetlejuice is constantly moving in the most bizarre, unhinged ways. It's very uncomfortable to watch. And after a while, you kind of just start laughing at it. Uh, you, fair enough. Oh yeah, no, I'm going to go right on through. But having a character who, for instance, moves about in just a really weird, unhinged, unsettling way does become kind of humorous. Come on, open up the gates for me. Yes, open the gates for me. Perfect. That's where all those guys are waiting with their big harpoons. Come on, fire your harpoons at me. You know you want to. That's the annoying thing. There's all those harpoons right up there. So we'll go the other way around. Or should we? Who wants to see me get obliterated going through the gates? And then Hannah still thinking about humor, like humor in conversations. People will start saying things that they know are funny-ish when they're in a very stressful situation. And something that's very natural is for someone to crack sometimes kind of a bad joke when they are feeling stressed. So if a character does that, says something that seems like a little bit off-putting, a little bit black humor, or a little bit wry and ironic, uh, it goes a long way. So, for instance, Gimli in The Return of the King, when he's sitting on Denethor's throne. Oh, there we go. When Gimli is sitting on Denethor's throne and they're talking about how they got to go to Mordor, and they're enumerating on all of the things that they have to go up against. 10,000 orcs, they're not ready for this kind of a battle. They must blind Sauron to all that moves. Buy Frodo just a little bit more time, but who knows if Frodo's even still alive or not? It's a very tense moment. And then Gimli is like, well, certainty of death, small chance of success. Well, what are we waiting for? And it's a moment that of much needed levity. Is it in and of itself really all that funny? The answer is no. But it is funny in that it's funny in that it helps to just alleviate some of the stress in that moment as these characters are about to do something that's really harrowing that they don't believe that they might come back from. And so that's another way to deliver humor. When you have a moment that you know is really stressful, that you can have a character say something that's funny that helps to lighten it up, and it can definitely help when it's coming from a character that you might not expect it from. We definitely expect it when it comes from a character like Gimli. Um, and there's a temptation from so many writers to overutilize those kinds of characters and their humor. So, for instance, in the Five Kingdoms series by in the Five Kingdoms series, crud, come on, man, give me some space to swing my sword. There we go. In the Five Kingdoms series by Brandon Mole, uh, there's one character whose name is Jace, and I freaking hate Jace. One of the reasons why I hate Jace is because he tries to make everything funny. There is no point where he can allow anyone to just be like, wow, this is a really serious moment. No, everything has to be a joke with this guy. And after a while, you just get annoyed with him because you're like, is nothing sacred to you? And like even a jokey character of mine like Bob the Virus has moments where he is deathly serious because the situation calls for it. Maybe he's terrified of something that's happening, in which case then that should be a clue to you as the reader, like, oh crud. Oh crud. If the guy who's always making jokes is scared or is acting deathly serious, then this must be a really serious moment. And if you don't have that, it's hard to take then certain moments seriously. So definitely don't overdo it with the humor. And sometimes, and again, having a character who in a really rough situation cracks like a joke to kind of like ease the tension, absolutely fine, absolutely normal. I'm okay with that. Let's see what happens. Let's see if these things will blow up if I use my little spell. Oh yeah, okay, never mind. That wasn't me who blew that up. Let's see if I can blow them up. Interesting. Very interesting. Come on. Okay, there we go. Got rid of you. Got rid of you. There we go. St. Trina's arrows. It's locked. Hey, Shade, great to have you here. ISO, N from Murder Drones designed to be lighthearted and entertaining, but he gets serious, he leaves a big impression. Exactly. That's an excellent example. N from Murder Drones, when he gets serious, you know that you need to be paying attention. So yeah, having a jokey character get serious is really good. And it helps to bring, again, greater meaning as well to the humor. When not everything is just a joke. There's also many other reasons why I hate Jace as well. Jace is a character who should not have survived all the stuff that he did, and he's just such a jerk. Say, Brandon Mole took all the wrong lessons from when he wrote a character like Seth for Fablehaven and applied that to Jace, because Jace is basically Seth 2.0, but without any of the charm or character development. Yeesh. Yeah, thank you for that question, Hannah. And honestly, like with so many things I say, it's like, yeah, it's hard. Well, it's true. Writing good humor is incredibly difficult. And I'll be honest with you. One of the best ways for me to write humor is I just have to like get in the flow. And it gets so annoying sometimes because it actually means that I have to like destroy I have to destroy so much of what I write because it just doesn't feel right. So I'm like, okay, writing characters speaking, they're doing stuff, yada, yada, yada. This is boring, yada, yada, yada. This is boring, yada, yada, yada. This is boring. Oh, I can make a joke about this. And then I finally managed to make a joke. And I'm like, I feel so happy with this joke. Cutscene time. Ugh. I know what happened. Yeah. Die. Come on. Drink. Dang you! Got staggered. Staggered and couldn't drink fast enough. Shit, I mean, writing good comedy is hard because everybody has different types of comedy that they like. Exactly. And I'll admit, I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of good physical comedy. I think that physical comedy is absolutely amazing when done right. Yeah, Lars isn't playing around this time. But even getting physical comedy is difficult. And sometimes I feel like I forced some of the aspects of my physical comedy like just too much. I let them blow that up. Alrighty. Like a good example, I enjoyed writing one particular scene, again in The Legend of the Ten Lords, but that scene required that I had a character basically pull like a little Looney Tunes moment where he intentionally steps off of a high space. What am I doing here? Just do that. Gotta get the right click. Where he intentionally jumps off of a high space and puts an indent into the ground, all Looney Tunes like. Like I said, the guy does it intentionally, just to kind of emphasize how ridiculous he knows he is in the moment. And for me, I find it funny because I like that Looney Tunes-esque humor, but that doesn't always jive well with other people. Let's go for this blade. You wary of enemy. Yeah, I know. I'll let you come to me, my good buddy. Where are you? There you be. Yeah, nope, not having any of that. Down you go. I have a rusty key. And you know what? While I'm here, I might as well put on... Let's see here. Now I'm crafting. I need my inventory. While I'm here, I'm going to use my lantern. Because what other reason is it there for? Necessary item ahead. All right. Anything else I should know about here in this room? Nope. And we'll jump on down. Oh, wait a second. Door's up this way. That's right. Here's where I can use my rusty key. And we're going to go up. Come on. I wish to ascend. Do. Let me think here. What's a book, though, that had me absolutely rolling with laughter? Yeah, you tried to jump me there, little buddy. Now, one book in terms of just like learning how to do different kinds of humor, I would highly recommend. Dude, I did not appreciate that. I would highly recommend checking out the book Redwall, the first Redwall book. There is some great dark humor in that book series, and it's a series just meant for kids. Oh man, Redwall, some great stuff there. One of my favorite parts, and this is slightly spoilery, but towards the end of the story, one the main character, Matthias, cuts down this. He's trying to rescue a friend of his in a bell tower, and the villain is down there at the bottom of the bell tower, and the guy's all like, "Come down, mousy, come down." And so Matthias says, "I swear on my honor as a knight, I will come down." And so the guy's like, "Yes, I've beaten him. What is his stupid honor worth?" And then the mouse cuts the bell loose, and the bell falls down right on top of the guy and kills him. And it kills him. And as he comes down, he's like, "I kept my word to you. I did come down." And it's just one of those guffaw moments. Like, ah, I was not expecting that comeback, and you just can't help but laugh. Uh, but definitely as far as like a book that had me rolling, uh, Alcatraz versus the Evil Librarians. It is so dang funny, and partly because it's so unexpected. Like every Brandon Sanderson was like, okay, what's everything that someone would expect from this kind of a story? Okay, now how can I subvert that expectation and do something just absolutely ridiculous? And that's basically how he decided to to run writing that book. And it works so well. Like how all the dinosaurs are super sophisticated, how librarians are actually evil people, hell bent on conquering the world, just all of just things like that. Chris looks really shaggy. Yeah, I'd say Toby Fox really is putting effort into the graphics this time around. I'll be doing the. I'm actually going to do the live stream for the next Deltarune playthrough arts tomorrow night, and I'm also going to use that as a substitute for the live stream this week because I'm going to be going on out to the other side of Arizona to go visit some friends. My oldest sister and I are going to take a much needed mini vacation and just have a good time. So there won't be a live stream this Friday. So to make up for that, we'll do a kind of a live stream whole deal tomorrow with Deltarune, and I was talking with the others about doing a lesson on how to properly do enemies to lovers. It will not be tomorrow because that's a little too short notice for people like Camille. I want to make sure that she's got a chance to fully write up what she wants to because she knows enemies to lovers way better than I do. Ooh, I'm going to pillage your corpse, my good sir. All right, whose life here do I need to wreck? Oh, I forgot. I forgot about this place. I hate this spot on the map. Oh, well. Come at me, you guys. The guy's like, what the heck just happened? I lost all of my buddies. Yes, you did. I'm about to lose my sanity. Hop on up on over here. Woohoo! All right, so this last time we rewatched. Hey, no, that's totally fine. Like, I get it. People get busy, and I am not going to hold it against anyone for being busy or just having other things to do. And that's why we try to keep up everything that we can here on the channel. Ooh, thinking of that though, of stuff getting brought down. Some of you might have noticed that one of our videos got blocked and taken down. Unfortunately, it was the most recent episode, most recent review for the Apothecary Diaries. So no one has actually claimed the frog for that video yet. So if there's anyone here who wants to have their own frog made by Camille's own hand, then make sure to hit us up right here. Say because at this point in the game there's really no frogs to be seen. If anyone can either credibly find a frog or can point out the very first doggo that we find along the way here, then I will most happily give that person an illustrated frog. Why they take it down? They took it down because apparently I used 5 seconds of continuous footage from the show that was copywritten. Say copyrights are something fierce. You don't want to mess with them. All right, what's the happiest and nicest way down from here? I think, let's see here. I can drop down from right there. Oh, there's all of the oh, there's the small army that's waiting for me. And there's one of the knights as well. Let's see here. Do I? Yeah, geez, 5 seconds. Yeah, 5 seconds and everything gets taken down. What a pain. You know what? Why not? Why not? Let's... Oh, he notices me. Hey, no, he doesn't. I'm going to be very quiet. Shh, I'm hunting wabbits. All right, so remember, if you want your own illustrated frog from Camille, make sure that you either find a real frog here's we play through, or find a doggo. Sweetness. All right, I'll come back to that later. There you go. Thank you for being such a good knight and dying quickly. I can't tell you how many times the banished knight down there has annihilated me. Oh yeah. Oh, it's so rough. There's so much there's so much that's going on in this particular castle. Say, this is definitely a more fun place than just straightforward Castle Morn. Though Castle Morn has arguably the sadder storyline. Ugh. Who do we have hanging there? Oh yeah, for our little friend Roderica, this is what she was talking about. This nasty room. That little spider thing down there. Poor guy. There we go. Thank you kindly, sir. Hope that Chris gets an attack in the game. That'd be cool. So I'd like to see Chris be able to do more things. Also get more accessories. I've been enjoying through the newest playthrough. I've been enjoying having fun looking at the different accessories along the way. Hey there, buddy. Take your stuff. Ooh, you think you're all that, huh? Down goes that dude. And let's drink up some of that potion. And this is the nasty place. All right, let's cannibal you now. What? You don't want to get cannibalized? Fine. We'll then just do this the fun way. Woohoo. All right. Look at that. Look at that fantastic picture of a real man's man back there. Godfrey. His gorgeous axe. Oh, those limbs. His progeny have desecrated this once beautiful place. They shall all be punished for it. Oh. Do. Get myself a nice little somber smith and stone there. That poor guy had a really bad hunchback, I know. But I'm a really excellent surgeon. I was able to help him with that hump. Which, and thinking again of like humor, that's oh my gosh. Like thinking about like learning from some of the best. Oh, that's what was going on. Man, young Frankenstein is just absolute gold. Hey there, buddy. You hacked it out of him. Forgot about you, buddy. It's okay. I didn't want you to also lose out on all the fun all the fun we've been having. And why you've been hanging out here, I wouldn't know. Gotta watch this drop off, man. No one knows. Ooh, what are you working on here? Soup or what? Yeah, Young Frankenstein's absolutely a national treasure. Such a good movie. Doggos! Whoop. Chrysalid's Memento. You know, I don't think I've actually ever checked that out before. Yeah, all the stuff that I've been keeping. Where do be that memento? Spirit house. Oh well. I shall make my way to Rodrika here fairly soon. Oh. All right, there we go. Use this and go up to who knows where. I'm covered in so much blood. I love it. Be very quiet. Oh, we're back to this place. Touch grace. The lost grace discovered. I forgot how much I absolutely despise that run. We'll hold off on that. Nope. See, you've already been this way. Do not feel like doing all that again. So I'll just take this back on down. Go back through the nasties. Look at all of this wasted food over here. Come on, man. Godfrey is most displeased with you for wasting good food. At the very least, I can tell you, I am disappointed with you. Hey there, buddy. Oh, little buddy. Take a nap. You deserve it. Let's see here. Art's saying, I was thinking about the holidays again. And while Des seems to take on more of her father's qualities, Noelle is quite like her father, big sister. So does that mean Ellie is more like her mother? I don't know. Then she that she cares to admit, and she's afraid of that. That is an interesting question. I don't necessarily have a good ready-made response for you right there. Okay, let's see how many of these people I can get in one go. Okay, we gotta heal up a little bit right here for this next part. Because, oh yeah, I'm just gonna cheese. That's the 11th commandment after all. Thou shalt cheese. And on and on the 8th day the Lord did said, Behold, I liketh cheese. There we go. All right. Take you out, buddy. I'll take you out. Lovely. Is there no one else left to challenge me? Oh, but there is. Come on, break this little bit of stone. Ah, well, he didn't break the stone. There's some guy in the distance. Oh, yeah. There to be a couple of people here. Let's see here. Where's the guy? Where's the guy throwing bombs? I have at you for that. No, nothing over here. Wooden great shield. Don't impale myself on a spike. Because unlike Susie, I can't take that kind of damage. Not in this economy. What a wonderful crest. All right. There we go. Art says, anyway, Carol, that's why I'm calling her for now, is an enigma like Asgore at the beginning of Undertale. Okay. Let's see here. There is a way. Whoop! So don't forget all the magical fire on up there. Let's see here. How do I get up there again? That's the big question. Ugh. Okay, fine. I'm just getting pummeled over here. Let's see here. Shade says, I have a question about how I can make my characters feel original. Like, I want to do an OP character, have luck base, but the only one I can think about, he ended up being a clone of Funny Valentine. Well, let's see here. So, first of all, Shade, since you bring up overpowered character, and I love overpowered characters, I need to know this. Overpowered compared to what? Because that is something that a lot of people don't really take stock of when it comes to overpowered characters. Is overpowered characters are overpowered in consideration to someone or something else within their story. And too many times, because people aren't thinking along those lines, they just give their characters all kinds of abilities that they can just use to wreck and destroy people. And as much fun as that can be, at least at the beginning, it quickly grows boring and it feels like it's lacking any sort of substance. So I want to know from you, like, OP in comparison to what else? Do people have special powers in this story that you're thinking of? Or is this just like a regular Joe Schmo who suddenly has these kinds of powers? Because that definitely does help to determine what you might want to do with that character and their abilities to make them more interesting. So if you could answer that, I think that I might be able to help you out a little bit more. Because again, I do love me OP characters. I like the idea of a luck-based character, but I do want to make sure that it works well within whatever kind of world or story you yourself are building for this character to inhabit. It does not open from this side. Well, dang it. Pull the lever, Crunk. Wrong lever. Art says Asgard was played up to be a big final boss, but as we learn more about him, as games went along, he became fluffy buns. Yeah, make him overpowered, but give him vulnerabilities. Yes, vulnerabilities are always important. You want to have at least some sort of balance. Shade says the universe, the dimensions like Funny Valentine's become so powerful because he got his hands on a curse of Jesus, and he's from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. And Art says, like Superman's OP, but the green space rock gives him insta-cancer. And he also has a weakness to magic. That's one of the lesser-known weaknesses to Superman, is that he's not very good when he's pitted off against magic. And on top of that, if he is deprived of sunlight for long enough, he will also weaken. He needs a good, healthy sunlight to be powerful. All right. So Shade says, in this particular setting, it's like our world, but with some superpowers. Okay. So I think. So here's an idea for you, Shade. Yeah, there we go. Huzzah! Lots of blood and carnage. Which after the DLC, this is just becomes even sadder. But I think that if you're going to talk about like kind of like this world, but with some superpowers, one of the things that you could do, which would be fun and funny, is got myself in a lash of war. Would be that this guy is lucky, but sometimes his luck sometimes his luck runs afoul of the law, and so he has to deal. So he has to deal with real consequences for some of his luck. Sometimes things where he's all like, "No, I don't want this. Please, oh, this is awful." Like that could be pretty fun and interesting at times. So that would be one way of making him a little bit more dynamic. Is that sometimes his luck gets him into trouble with the law. Sometimes his luck is exactly what he needs, but it there's just repercussions to it that he then has to use real world solutions to get out of, which could be really neat. A character who's got all this amazing power, so you think that life would be super easy for them, but the real world repercussions is where they get gutted. Shay says, finally, can somebody explain to me why Superman is weak for magic? What's the origins of it? The thing is that I believe that the authors just simply realized that Superman was too tough, and so they needed to give him something to balance him out a little bit more, and magic was that solution. Let's see here. I'm going to put this away for right now, and we're going to go for a bow. We're going to go for my little rinky-dink bow. That's plus 10. Oh, yeah. Oh, come on. It's because it's just a plus 10 little bow. Let's see here. There we go. Take down the board. The board has been taken down. I forgot Elden Ring had bows. yes, they do. Oh, and I'm actually really low on HP. Bring back a little bit of life to me, especially because there do be explosions in this particular area. There we go. Take down the Borb. Borb has been dealt with. And let's see here. Before I go and deal with a troll. There we are. To a higher place. All right, let's talk to you. I'll one day make you queen of Stormveil, all right, lady? Nefeli, so cool. Shay says, something like the flow of the calamity from part 8. I don't know enough about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, though, to go further into that, so I'm not sure, Shade. All right, we got ourselves a little bit of aid. Woohoo! All right, I don't need my bow anymore. Instead, let's go back to our God's Blade. Why? Well, for the fun of it. I think I'm a little too far back for this. Maybe not. Oof. Yo, buddy, you actually did a pretty good number on me right there. There we go. Come on, men. Nobody lives forever. Let's see. Jay asks, I have a question. Do you agree with the power scaling Elden Ring, seeing our character is multiverse power over concepts? Let's see if I understand that. Let me take a moment to contemplate. I have a question. Do you agree with power scaling Elden Ring, seeing our characters as multiverse power? Is multiverse / power over concepts? Huh. Well, in terms of, I say, Shade, I'm not exactly sure what you're trying to get at with that question. I apologize if I'm misunderstanding. With Elden Ring, because the especially for the DLC where the stats definitely do scale to match yours. Like, yeah, sure, it can be frustrating, but you know what? Like, that's part of playing a Souls game. It's meant to be really challenging, and so personally, I'm okay with it. Now the multiverse ability, I actually do like that as a means of. Let me quickly allocate some flask charges right here. I do like the whole multiverse concept that's built into the game. I think that that's kind of fun, especially to like come back later on as an absolute god slayer, or to summon in people with pots on their heads, what have you. Like, there's a fun, interesting dynamic that can be explored there, and so I get that the game is meant to be difficult, and I'm fine with that. I saw the Tarnished is a god slayer, and the gods are interdimensional beings, so the Tarnished is stronger than an interdimensional being. Uh, Shade says, I'm talking in specific about the lore without gameplay. Um, so I I agree with it. You're a being called by grace, by fate, to basically right the universe, and you're given many different chances to do that. Uh, and so, yeah, that's basically how it's meant to work. Grace keeps calling you back, keeps putting you through the meat grinder to do what you got to do, and yeah, you do what you got to do. All right, let's summon. Yeah, say we're summoning, and there we go. This is going to be fun right here, and I'm just gonna go whale on this freak. So I played for hours the first time I went through this to beat this guy. So let's see how I do this time around. Oh, the true born heir. Dude, you've been huffing way too many corpses. Well, well. Why, though? Why have all those things on him? Dude, you couldn't get Melania to bow? You won't get me to bow. Woohoo! That was fun. Let him do his thing. And oh, dang it. I won't get that extra hit in. Oh, well. Hey, it's not my fault that you absolutely missed on that last strike and instead took out your arm, dude. Witness me! Little did we know. Woof! There we go. Nice and easy. Delight. Woohoo! And 60,000 runes. Thank you, Nefeli. Or Nefeli. All right. And now let me go and bask at my throne before I hand it off to one worthier than myself. Woohoo! Yeah. It's good to be the king. All right. Well, there you have it, everyone. Conquest of Stormveil in less than an hour and a half. What took me probably a month and a half of playing when I was able to, which probably ended up being around, I don't know, 20 hours, anywhere between 20 to 30 hours to get to this point. Just did in an hour and a half. I'm a god slayer. Now there's so much more. There is so much more to explore in this area because I just blazed on through, not really paying any sort of attention to what was there. I'm just trying to conquer the castle. So next time I will make my way out to Castle Morn and just wreak havoc in that direction. It's going to be a blast. But let me make my way. Making my way downtown. Let me make my way on out over here. Oh my. Weren't you? Yeah, let's talk a little bit. All right. It says something I realized was that the name Nefeli may be based off of Christianity's Nephilim, which is a race of giant, cannibalistic, half-demon barbarians. Yeah, I can definitely see that being the connection, because she is descendant of a gigantic barbarian. She herself is one, but she's way more genteel, shall we say. Oh, that's so sad. Say when there are people who are like, oh yeah, I killed the merchants, and I'm like, why? Why would you do that? Why would you do such a thing? All right, let's see here. I rest here. I should be able to. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. get a little bit of the story going. Shay says, we know 100% Elden Ring has Christian alchemy influence. Yep, there's definitely that in there. Melina. Love that tattoo. I was told I was maidenless. Not so. I'm married to a goddess in another timeline. Ooh, sexy. Oh, that kind of maiden. All right. I accept. Even though I know I'm going to have to sacrifice you later. It's just heartbreaking. That's right. I haven't used torrent at all in this thus far. There's more that I would wish to say. Now then, let's see if I can get the little Ronnie moments right here. There we go. Well, not exactly the Ronnie moment, but here we are. I've already killed one demigod. All right, we'll go to round table hold. I gotta go back to Fia. I mean, I know that I went for the Ronnie ending, but I'm gonna be honest. It's sad that there's no true Fia romancing. There's no angle to romancing Fia. Hey, there's you. I actually never finished your quest. If the Tarnished had married Melina and had a kid, would it be named Melatonin? The answer is yes. Yes. There's a good little joke. Thank you, ISO. Hannah, take notes. Oh, I can see it. Our moment of triumph approaches. It's dinner time. Oh yeah, sure. Let's study. You know what? I'm going to take them all off your hands because I have the money for it. All right. And let's now talk to you, buddy. Oh, man. And it says, "Sorry, got lost. What got lost in what notes I'm sure I take." Oh man, sad. We don't want. I hate it when the tomboys meet their end. I'm so sorry, man. I didn't actually have the chance to rescue you earlier. Because if you go down to the bottom of the castle, Stormveil, you can help him out with fighting against a diseased thing. Yes. Let's see here. Let's learn some skills. And I've defeated Godric. Raj, you're such a good guy. I agree. It's so sad that you have to die. I hate it. Fia. Oh, absolutely. Lady, it would be vulgar for me not to let you hold me. I got a Baldekin's blessing. Woo! Lady, I'm a married man. So speaking of which, I'll have to go back and get Ronnie again. Now then, because I'll be honest, that went way quicker than I was expecting. How many people would like me to? How many people would like me to already go for the second site, which is Castle Morn? How many people would like me to go for Castle Morn tonight and get my revenge on that castle as well? 'Cause give the chrysalids memento. Hannah says that would be cool. All right. Yeah. I'm sure you will. Say, let me pop on down here to church yet again. Shade says that'd be good. All right. So I want to make sure I get her on over to the round table hold. Meet Ronnie. Yes, you may. Ho, ho, ho. You won't believe this, but I'm married to you in another dimension. Well, I haven't yet read Torrent, but thank you. I can call the spectral steed. Yay, lone wolf ashes. No, not at all. Oh, leaving me my obeisances to you, my lady. All right. So that is underway. That is underway. Let's pop back on over to the roundtable hold. Make sure Roderica is there and is doing just fine. And then since we got two people saying, sure, let's go on over to Morn, Castle Morn. Oh, you better believe I am going to be bringing the pain to Castle Morn. But first, hey there, buddy. Woo! Ooh, man, you got a really good head on a swivel right there. Hello. I don't need anything from you two. Not yet, at any rate. Well, let's see here. I'm going to climb up on into here. Indeed I am, old crone. There goes the ugly fingers. Ugh, I'd rather not. Wellspring of all joy. Looking at those hands right there reminds me of all the work I had to put in recently into unstopping the kitchen sink. Oh, it was nasty. That sink had been. I don't know what really plugged up the sink, but it was a real battle to get that thing unplugged. I tell you. ISO's back! Yay! What do you say, ISO? Are you good for? Do you think that since I took Stormveil Castle so quickly that I should now make my way down to Castle Morn and purge it? Jade says, I know my question will be weird, but what do you think about logic and reason use the concepts as power in a story? Something like the wonder of you flow of Commandy from JoJo Part 8. Again, Shade, I've not seen Part 8, So I really can't say. I really can't say. Um, but what? Let's see here. What I would say is this, just based off of one of my own reading, based off some of my own work. Uh, while putting together the realms of imagination, I've got the concept of truth and how truth can be wielded as an actual power. And one of the reasons why that is because, at least the logic that I use, so this again is kind of an example of using logic and concepts, is that if you have a power that's based in imagination, whatever you imagine can be made real, given certain conditions, that to an effect, you have to know what is real, what is true, and what isn't true. Because so much of our imagination is taking stuff that we know and warping it, twisting it to become something else. And at the end of the day, our imagination is never real unless we have the will in our actual everyday life and the knowledge and the power, the resources to try to bring it into being. But not all things that we imagine are ever possible. Like I'll never be able to walk on the air like the characters from Bleach. That's impossible. But but there are other things that I could possibly imagine that I can use my resources, my knowledge, my willpower to manifest into actual being. And so, as I was creating the realms of imagination and how the magic system works, I took that idea. And if you know the truth of something, that actually gives you a chance to actually block what other people could possibly imagine. So, like for instance, as we're watching this game play out right here, someone could imagine, oh, these characters are actually real, and start giving them life with their imagination. Amazing. However, if someone uses the power of truth, they could say, no, this is just a video game, and shut it down. And everything that this person tries to then do with their imagination would then be halted, unless they could find a truth that would allow them to bring those characters to life in order then to get around that. Otherwise, they have to imagine something else and put a stop to that person. Now that kind of makes it a little bit boring because someone could just be all like, well, truth this, truth that, I can beat you on out. And this is then where power scaling in my story comes into play, because the more that someone has done in imagination, the more creative they are, or just the more energy that they have, they could then overrule someone, and basically say, hey, I know that this is just a game. Elden Ring is just a game. However, in my imagination, it's become real, and I will will that into existence. And boom, then it happens. Yeah, Roderica, good to see you here. Yeah, it's impressive enough for a knockoff of the round table. I know it is pretty amazing. Well, woo, a gold seed. I like having all these gold seeds I won't be able to do anything with. Oh, that's frustrating. All right, where's the bum? Okay, here you are. I'm going to be killing. I'll kill you at the end of the game, and I'm going to relish it. Either Greek statue. Shade says, "Thank you, and I'll explain to you the wonder of you. He can cause calamities. You walk rain. You walk rain. You die, and other crazy things, and nobody can defeat him. He has infinite energy, the logic and reason. Interesting. Oh. I'm a consort to a god in another dimension, you fool. Now you remember yours. If I could swing my blade in this place, you would die. But before we get too demented, ooh, yay! Now let me destroy his books. Ha! Yeah, take that. That's what you get. That's what you get for speaking down to me. I may be a lowly tarnished, but I will not allow anyone to speak of me that way. Let's see here. Nefeli is... I don't think she's back just yet. I'll have to eventually go out and recruit her. Maybe she's downstairs. Hey, Stormcrow is here. Long time no see, gentlemen. If you can say happy birthday to my mom, I'd be grateful. Happy birthday, Mrs. Stormcrow. Hope that she is having a fantastic birthday. And I hope, Stormcrow, that you're doing well. Because, yeah, it has been a little while. About the chains on your legs. Undying, smithing for you fools. Don't worry, you and I are going to become good friends later. You're a prisoner? The sheer terror of Queen America. All right, let's just go downstairs. Meats. I do like me some meats. Yeah, let's use a Stone's Ward key and hop on in there. You guys weren't planning on having dinner, were you? Ooh. Very nice indeed. More people's food. And I'm just looting everyone's stuff here. Assassin's Prayer Book. Oh man, I'm so hungry. But a Tarnished's work is never done. There is no food. The drab painting. This, on the other hand, this is nice. What we need though a frowning clown painting in here. That'll really brighten up this place, you know? Shade says, question. Got a powerful villain and I want my heroes to defeat him with no plot armor. Do not want the same thing as Wonder of You. They used the spin. We got power biological reason. Did you feed him? Say, what? Well, say, as far as defeating villains without having to resort to plot armor or anything like that, Shade, my suggestion, my question again, is, well, it sounds like you're just basically taking Like you're just basically taking cues from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Since I've not seen Part 8, I would have to know more about the villain that you intend for your heroes to go up against in order to try to craft a way in which your heroes could possibly succeed without them just simply winning because plot armor. And basically, one of the best ways of circumventing the use of plot armor within any story is that there needs to be consequences for your character's actions. If you can do that, just have basic consequences for a character's actions, that already goes a long way in preventing people from saying plot armor, plot armor. There we go. Torrent, it is good to be back on you. Let us ride into the night, my friend. Yes. Onwards to victory, brave Torrent! Onwards! There we go. Oh, don't you dare. Don't you dare try to hurt my sweet Torrent. Yeah, here we go. Woohoo! Don't worry, dude. I don't have anything really against you. This is just for the runes. And for the treasure. All right. So Shade says, he's the flow of logic and reason. Everything comes back to him. This calamity, if you saw him, I want to attack him, you will die. Then one of the best, then honestly, like my very first thought is reverse psychology. That's the thought that comes to my mind. If a character relies on logic and reasoning for their power, then finding a way of flipping that onto its head, like a la reverse psychology, is a good way to go. But again, that would kind of depend upon the implementation of your specific power. Sorry, man. Trying to wield a warhammer like that one-handed, yeah, you're definitely going to have a hard time. Oh, I'm so sorry, doggy. But I must. I must do it. Whoop-a-doo. I gotta get back here on Torrent here in a moment. I says, talking about defeating a villain without plot armor, you need to make sure that no one is safe. Side characters, main characters, be willing to kill them off for the greater goal of ultimate victory. I have a villain that is literally the god of death, and the protagonist escapes by the sacrifice of a close friend and previously very important character, almost a main character. Yes. So yeah, having stakes involved is essential, and you need to show that people can get hurt, people can die, the protagonist can indeed lose. If you're able to show that within a story, that really does go a good long way in helping to make it feel like there are, once again, there's consequences. Now then, that doesn't mean that you have to be like George R. R. Martin and just like go on an absolute killing spree. But hey, you there? Let's see here. Which one of these do I use again? My beloved. Let's see here. Where are you? Could you help us out? I'm sorry. I wish I could see you. Apologies. I forget. I forget how you're supposed to get him out of the woods right there. I'll have to look that up later. There's the dragon somewhere out there. All right. Murder drones moment. It's like how in Uzi's victory. Whoop. Oh, a sec here. Let me just. There we go. There we are. Okay, now I can get to your question there. All right, so, or your thing. Murder drones moment. It's like how Eden Uzi's victory was actually debatable after episode 7. There was a good half of the fandom that didn't think the protagonist would win. Yeah. Say that was set really well, and that was done in part by making so many people believe that that V was done for. Even though she came back, and I was pretty convinced that she would. It was done pretty well to make you think that there wasn't a chance of her coming back, and that helped to definitely up the stakes and up the fear factor. Shay says, I don't want the same problem, JoJo. We got up. Favorite character, he died. Another died. He looks at him, we died. Got a divine intervention to get the power beyond logic and reason and defeat him. Well, again, that comes down then to you, Shade, coming up with a good reasoning for how the powers of your story work, and being smart. There's oh my gosh, there's an example that I really want to use to help show this, but I do not want to spoil one of the best moments in fantasy. So I will, if you haven't read it, I will not spoil it because it's so dang good. Hey there, buddy. There we are. There we are. All right. So ISO attack, backstep, or roll in the into the fake tree to uncover Bach. Thank you. I'll have to go back and do that later. There we are. Now for a little bit more reach. Oh, this is so unfair. All right. Oof. Man. Oh, wow. Get up, my dude, get up. Okay. There we are. And you That was a little embarrassing right there. Let's see here. So I said, wait, what is the best moment in fantasy? Well, one of the best moments in fantasy. One of the best moments in fantasy is how in the book Beyonders, in the not the book Beyonders, in the third book of the Beyonders trilogy, in the book Chasing the Prophecy, there is a monster that that they have to defeat in order to progress in their quest. And this thing is just an absolute unholy behemoth of wizarding magic. It takes on the qualities of whatever element it touches, if it should so choose to use it. And once it has touched something, it will always be able to access that thing again. And so no matter, and so like if for instance Wolverine were to fight this thing and Wolverine manages to get in like one good hit, it would be able to replicate over across its entire body adamantium. So it would become a giant adamantium golem. And it is just, oh my gosh, it is something else. This thing, and the way that it fights is ridiculous. It's this berserker, and so it's not it's not a very smart creature, but because it is so huge, and whatever damage you do to it, you know what? Let's have some fun and let's summon Tish. um, yeah, we're gonna have some fun with that. Come on, Ballista, fire at me. So the heroes have to somehow find a way to defeat this thing that is just so that is this just wild berserker of a woohoo! Wow! They have to defeat this wild berserker of a thing that can take on that can take on any quality of any material that is ever touched. And so you have to ask yourself, if you're going to fight against a thing larger than a cave troll that can take on any quality, and whenever it gets damaged, it just heals itself. How do you defeat something that will always heal itself, that can take on the qualities of any elements, and is just a relentless berserker? Because once it knows you're there, this thing does not stop. And the way that the heroes defeat it is just incredible. Castlemore. Let's see, anything else to say? I fear for father's life. Yeah, sure thing. and thus starts off some of the saddest stuff to happen in this game. As I look forward to actually finishing the Beyonder series. Oh, it's such a good series. And it's a good example of what someone can do with a grimdark story that doesn't have to be like really demented either. Let's see here. How do I want to deal with these guys? I wish to do this. All right, there we go. Bring that guy on down. Bodies all around. I says Irina was my first Elden Ring waifu because she was the first character I found that carried forward from Dark Souls 3. Oh, I actually did not know that she carried over from Dark Souls 3. That's really interesting. All right, let's deal with all you ugly buggers. Oh, I know what happened right there. Elden Ring just crashed on me right there. Man, well that's too much power, and it kicked me out. Oh, let's see here. Let's see if I can get back here into the game. Okay, so there we are. That is weird. How did that happen? Okay. All right. Let's pop back on over here. And add that back to the stage, and then boom, come on back. Woohoo! No, say I did not jump back on over there. I'd actually previously played my way through just to like kind of get myself back into the feel of playing a Souls game, and so I recorded that footage for use should I need it, and I'm glad that I did. Woohoo! The mighty shots. All right, let's get back onto Torrent. Again, oh, yes, let's have, you know what? Because there is someone here who I do despise. Not our lovely merchant right here. No, not him. I like this guy. Buying or selling? Let's purchase. Because you are a good fella. I like having that. We're going to get ourselves a stone sword key. Okay. And why not? All right. So I'm going to sleep a little bit right here, and we're going to take us to night because I do have a character. There's one person who I need to get revenge on until nightfall. Yes, we're going after the night cavalry. I said, oh, it didn't actually send you back. Yeah, no, that would have been painful to have to go back the whole way. All right, Torrent. Time for some revenge. Oof. Nice shot right there, buddy. Okay. Ooh. Nicely played there, sir. Nicely played. There we go. All right. Funny thing is, this is actually fairly accurate to what a real to what a real medieval horse battle would look like. Oh, dang it. I don't have any of the... Okay. I did not equip any of the raisins. So when I lose Brave Torrent, which I do not want to have happen to me. But yeah, passing back and forth like this, that is pretty much how ancient cavalry would fight. Because staying put like that, as we see, is effectively death. Oh. There we go. Take you down. All right. Come on, Brave Torrent. Oh, really? You can heal the... I actually... You know what, ISO? I never knew that. And unlike Elon Musk, I am willing to admit it. All right. And here we got the part where you get sniped. Yep, there we are. This is going to be fun. You've been meaning to research jousting for your book? Oh, yes. Okay. I'm just going to say this. I love looking up, reading up on actual jousting. It is something else. And there's all different kinds of little bits of equipment and techniques and technology that were essential for a knight to know about, and all the work that goes into it as well. Hi there. This is another guy that just took me forever to kill first time around. And now, like a god, here I am. All right, Castle Morn. Here we go. What have we gotten here? Nothing. Just equipment that you can never use. You know, I'm just going to say, this will be sad if the little gremlin thing at the end of this whole dungeon gives me more trouble than Godric. Oh, but man, I have a score to settle with it. You know what? Let's go. This might be a little bit weird to use, but we're going to use the Great Shield Warriors here for this one. I think I think that that might be interesting to use. And just to kind of help clear the way, there we are. Woohoo! Why is this bed so comfy? Because beds are meant to be comfy. Enjoy your comfy bed, Hannah. And if you fall asleep, sweet dreams. Alrighty. Now I'll take a quick drink. Let's see here. I said I attended the Renaissance Fair when I was really young, and I got a little wooden sword to commemorate it. I watched real knights on horseback in a real jousting match. It was amazing to see. I love the jousting over at the Ren Fair. Like something like it's honestly something that I don't think gets enough praise from people. To like knowing that these guys need to have such coordination to make it to do the stunts that they do and not get hurt in the process, because they are risking themselves to provide the entertainment that they do. Maybe I shouldn't have let Pumpkinhead rush around like that. And no, I need to work on my project. And I know I got to do the same after all this. Or are you talking about like a school project? If it's a school project, then you definitely got to work on that. What are you doing here? Yeah, I know these guys are actually pretty good. I might have to use them again in some other area with lots of ads. Doodly 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 doo. Yeah, I know I'm leaving you guys. I'm sorry. I says one of the knights in the match actually signed my little wooden sword. I wish I could read his faded cursive. But that's awesome, though. That's really cool. So I should try something like that the next time I go to the Ren Fair. All right. Let's pull you jokers in. Oh, oh. There we go. Hey, fan projects and YouTube videos. Well, fantastic. Hope those are coming along well. And you guys share with us when you have a finished video. I'd love to check it out. Grace ahead, therefore try down. All right, I will go down, but first, there's a lot of action, and I want a piece of that action. So that's where we're going to go. All right, good, good, good. Dang it. I missed my epic jump. I'll let him deal with that. There we go. Yeah. Totally defeated all these people. Didn't need any help. None whatsoever. All right, there you are, you sad sack. Edgar, warden of this castle, adorned by Lord Godric himself. Oh, well, aren't you in luck? He's dead. Oh, yep, we're going to give Irina's letter. Do you really, though? Do you really? The treasured sword. Well, I bet I know where that treasured sword is right now. And I'll have to fulfill that duty for you because you're just moping up here. Letting these guys have the absolute run of the place. I mean, come on. While you're moaning and moping, I've been mowing. Just to let you guys know, I do have another idea for like a game anime parody hybrid, and I've been thinking of doing it with Baldur's Gate 3 and uh, and Vinland Saga. I think that there is a funny story that can be told by merging those two. But granted, I'll actually have to make time to play my way through Baldur's Gate 3. I am so unprepared for so much of that game. Look down there. Yeah, I gotta make my way out and over there. Dropping on down. It's not quite like a Destiny jump puzzle, but it's what it reminds me of. Okay. Sorry, you little sad sacks. And then there's something in here, isn't there? Pickled turtleneck. Oh, yeah, it's these annoying things. And you know what? There we go. That's a blade that'll do it. Please help me. I'm of noble blood. But dude, you're already dead. I can't help you. If those hideous mongrels eat me, I'll be forever marred. Anything but that, please. Think of the disgrace. Well, you're already dead, so unfortunately, another booger. There we go. My lady's broadsword is quite good against those. Okay. Ah, dang it. Just out of reach. There we go. And oh, I missed something back there. Now, loot your little body, don't you worry. Oh, yeesh. Yep, I'll be jumping down there later. But first, let's go plunder this place. Since Edgar isn't doing his job, the best thing I can do is I can guard the goodies by taking them. Doo-doo. There we are. There's a goodie. Twin Blade Talisman. All right. All right, there we go. We're getting there. Tarnished. Oh, yay. Health. I like health. Health is good in the neighborhood. All right, but coming back around, because I was like, oh, my thoughts are wandering. Coming back around to something I was actually thinking about way early on in this stream. So, bringing together like medieval fighting and actual magic and tactics, because this is one of those things where, as I've been reading through Wind and Truth, I can see where some people got really frustrated with how something that was meant to kind of feel like really real ended up becoming more kind of like a superhero story because of the different magic powers that these characters have. Now, there is a reason for that within the story. And yeah, it's kind of like trust the author to have done a good job to make sure that it all works out just fine and right. But I think that you can avoid some of those complaints about this just doesn't work by taking your time to kind of play through what would actually work. So this is different from playing out in your mind how you'd like to have certain scenes be executed. Instead, you ask yourself, okay, if I introduce this particular magic to a world, or I introduce this particular kind of weapon, how would this actually change things? How would people really fight in this particular circumstance? A good example would be Gear Witch. And once I've taken care of some of these monsters down here, I'll explain what I mean further. Because I've been thinking a lot about how Gear Witch is supposed to utilize the different magics that these characters can use, as well as the technologies that are available to them, in order to create some interesting, but within their world, realistic fights. And this is something that, honestly, certain fantasy fans just kind of have to get over. That are like, this isn't realistic. You're reading a story about elves and orcs. Things aren't necessarily realistic. But what you can try to do is you can make a story work and be realistic within that world. So, for instance, within the Stormlight Archive, within Wind and Truth, I mean, you've got all these different beings who are magical, and you've got creatures who are able to reincarnate with each storm. And Brandon Sanderson actually does an excellent job of exploring really what that does, how these creatures can, in a way, afford to be absolute berserkers on the battlefield because come on down, buddy. There we are. Because they're just going to reincarnate. You kill them and they just keep coming back again and again and again and again and again. And so that means that they can get wild and dangerous. But in Wind and Truth, there is a certain scene where these reincarnating creatures, they do like they plan to take a specific stronghold, and they know that they can afford to die, but the problem is that the next storm is too far away for them to risk just throwing themselves away. And so for the first time, you have to see them actually actually be cautious and thoughtful about how they fight. But otherwise, yeah, they can just completely throw themselves away again and again and again. Within my story of Gear Witch, for those of you who were there for when I read through the opening chapter, you have the Wranglers who are super strong. You've got the Gear Witches who can create all different kinds of things and impart life to that stuff. Ooh, I didn't know I could bring someone here. Edgar. Yep. Oh yeah, no, we're gonna give you a chance. We're gonna give you a chance to have a final say against these monsters. There we go. Castellan Edgar. All right. Hold on a sec here. Let's. All right. Thank you, Tish. Woohoo! Ah, there we go. The grafted great blade. I have it. Ha ha! Well, there we go. Castle Morn conquered, cleared. Hallelujah. So that makes 2 castles down in 2.5 hours. Woohoo. Yeah, so coming back to what I was saying, with Wranglers who are super strong, super fast, Gear Witches who are able to impart life to their creations, which in the first chapter you get to see how one of the Wranglers has a suit as a mechanized suit that's supposed to enhance his abilities, which is something that I know I can actually write better when I rewrite that chapter. It's definitely something I need to work on there. Then there's the written warriors who are able to manifest what they read at the sacrifice of their senses. You have the gate wardens, which are able to access mystical powers. These things called the gates, and then there's the spark wielders, who are basically people who wield guns. So in a world where you've got guns and all this kind of magic, and it's set in a early modern setting, meaning that guns are now something that people have access to, because early modern warfare meant that people actually had guns. What does that then look like? Because when you have guns meets magic meets early modern warfare, what exactly do you do? Because early modern warfare back in the day would dictate that people, when they go out to fight, you would have a variation of the phalanx, but not the really long lines of soldiers bunching all up together, or the really deep rows of guys with the huge and long pikes that they would then go to town on you with. The strategy in the early modern period was to have men bunched up with pikes and halberds and glaives who would ward off cavalry. Cavalry would be a mix of heavy armored, so like your traditional knights, along with guys who would then be light cavalry, who would very likely have pistols with them. So you have cavalry who are heavily armored with lances and blades, and you have other guys who have swords and have swords and guns charging up onto you. They would try to use their horses to overwhelm you, and hence then why you have people using pikes and the likes to ward them off. Then on the wings, people would then station gunmen, arquebusiers, people who use basically portable little cannons, and musketeers. Musketeers are people who had muskets, who would fire those muskets and be very mobile so they could move around the battlefield to fire where needed, but then, if necessary, pull out blades and axes to then get in close and personal. So that is, in very bland, simple terms, that's early modern warfare. What happens now when you add in magic people? Oh boy, suddenly everything begins to change. And so some of the little thought experiments that I've gone on, for instance, are so in this world of magic users where people have pike and shot and still ride on horseback, uh, where then do wranglers, for instance, feature on in? Would a wrangler be someone who you would have within the front lines who, once the pikemen clash, would kind of like shed their pike and then just go to town on people with axes and just tear through the front ranks with their incredible strength? Or would they be musketeers who would move incredibly fast? Would the gate wardens, especially if a gate warden can teleport, would a gate warden act more like a musketeer and try to fly into the middle of an enemy formation and break it up from within using their magic? Written warriors. How do would a written warrior be a frontline fighter, or would a written warrior be more like a supporter? For instance, imagine if a written warrior has down in their book that everyone has unlimited ammo, and as long as they're concentrating, your soldiers never have to worry about running out of ammunition and gunpowder, which would be absolutely fantastic. And so you never have to worry about sending up resupply lines to your men, which would be a huge advantage on the battlefields. But then again, you might end up blinding and deafening your written warriors if they have to use constant magical refilling of arms. So there's that. Yeah, let's get rid of you, buddy. So those are some things to consider. The inventions of the gear witches. What would be invented by a gear witch that could be utilized to wreck enemy formations? So you have to then do some thought experiments. The moment you're like, I want to have magic X, I want to do this, you have to ask yourself some very serious questions about how, again, those powers affect the world that you are creating. And then make it, you're effectively working on making your world believable with what you have. True, it's all fantastic. It's absolutely all fantastic, but it can still be believable based on what you have set. Those are the rules that you have to go by. When you start breaking your own rules, then yeah, that's when things all start falling apart. Hey there, doggy. Feels so bad killing these doggos. There we go. Taking down the doggies. So sad. Alrighty. Collecting stuff. Okay, well, I've done the two big things that I had set out. Well, I've done two big things. I only set out really to do one, and here we are. So I think with that part of the adventure being done and my revenge now underway, I'm going to let people get back to their projects. I am going to get back to my own because I definitely got some writing I need to do. So thank you guys for joining me on this revenge tour. Here, it bring us back to the bring us back on over here to the main to the main page. And so, yeah, again, thank you guys so much for being here. We'll do another live stream tomorrow night, which will be the Deltarune playthrough, and that will also then serve as kind of the last live stream for the week because, again, I'm going to be taking a much needed little mini vacation. So thank you guys for showing up here, for having some little fun with me. Thank you so much for your questions as well. I know I'm a little bit scatterbrained while playing a video game, so thank you so much for putting up with me while doing that. And I'll be seeing you guys soon in the next video. Until then, tschüss.